Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be dividing polynomials using long division. So get you in the swing of things, we're going to take a little trip back to probably third, fourth grade, and we're going to do some long division here with just some regular numbers. So let's see if you can try these out and see if we come up with the same answer. So if you remember, we're going to divide 3,876,452, and we're dividing it by 3. And so we ask ourselves, how many times can this 3 fit into this first number? And the answer is 1 time. Then we multiply it back in, and that gives us 3, and then we subtract. We get 0, bring down the next number, we get 8. And then we do this process again. How many times can 3 fit into 8? And that answer is twice. 2 times 3, that gives me 6. Subtract. 2 is the remainder. Bring down the next guy, and we have 27. Okay? So again, I'm saying 3 can fit into 27 how many times? The other way you can think about this is 27 divided by 3 is what? And that's 9. Multiply 9 back in, and that gives me 27. Subtract, we get a 0. Bring down the next guy. Okay? Again, 6 divided by 3 comes out to a nice number, 2. We go 2. 2 times 3, we get 6. Subtract, bring the 0 here, bring down the next number. That's 4. And now we say this again. 3 can go into 4 because 4 cannot be divided by 3 evenly. So 3 can go into 4 how many times? Once. 1 times 3 is going to give me 3. Subtract, and that gives me 1. Bring down the next number, which is 5. 3 goes into 5, or 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 times 3, that gives me 15. Subtract, 0, bring down the next number, and we have 2. Three cannot fit into 2, so it fits in 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. Subtract, we have 2. There's nothing left to bring down, so if you remember, we called 2 the remainder. We do it like that. Okay, so this is just get you in the type of skills we're going to need in order to do polynomial using long division. So again, this was long division. Go ahead and try the next one, see if you get the correct answer. Okay guys, let's move on. Okay, let's do an example here. We are going to divide 4x to the third plus 5x minus 3 divided by 2x minus 1. A couple important things here. There's some certain names for these guys. So we have what is called the divisor, okay, and the dividend. So the divisor is going to be the guy doing the dividing. So in this particular problem here, this guy is the divisor. This guy would be called the dividend. You're not going to be tested on that, but in my steps above, I use those words to show you how it goes. All right, so I'm going to go through the steps as we go through this problem. So in step 1, what we want to do is make sure that all my problems are in standard form and that we are not skipping any variables. So if you look at this here. This has to be in standard form. To remind you of standard form for step 1 is we want to make sure the highest power goes first all the way down to the constant in order. On top of that, we want to make sure that we do not skip any powers. For example, we have a power of 3, then we skip the power of 2, and then we have a power of 1, and then we got the constant. When we set this up, we do not want to skip. So we're going to set this up without skipping, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So this is step 1. We want to make sure that we are not skipping any power. So the problem I'm going to have is the dividend should look like this. 4x to the third plus 0x squared, because we are missing an x squared, plus 5x minus 3. And this is going to be my inside guy. Just like in the example from the previous slide, this is my inside guy. Okay? Now we're going to do the same for my divider, the guy that goes on the outside. We want to make sure that he is also in standard form and he is not skipping any variables. So we have a power of 1 here for the x and then a constant. So there's nothing to include as a placeholder like we did here. So this is going to be 2x minus 1. Okay, now that step 1 is done, we are going to go on to step 2. And in step 2, we're going to pay very close attention to only the first terms. So this guy and this guy. So the first term in the divisor and the first term in the dividend. Okay, here's the dividend, here's the divisor. So what we're going to do in step 2 is divide the first term in the dividend. So divide this guy, the inside guy, and we're going to divide it by the first term on the divisor, or the outside guy. So we're going to go 4 divided by 2, and that's going to give me 2. Oops. So we put the 2 here, and then we're going to divide the variables. So x to the third divided by x. So basically 3 x's, we're taking 1 out, we're left with 2 x's, or x squared. And that is step 2. Okay, in step 3, so we're done with step 2. Step 3 says whatever answer we got here from step 2 on the top, we are going to multiply it back into the divisor. Okay, so the outside. So the top gets multiplied into the outside. And our answer is going to go on the bottom, and we have to match it with the appropriate variable. So let's do that. So 2 times 2, that's going to give me 4. And x squared times x, that's going to give me x to the third. And notice, I matched it with my x to the third in the divisor. They must match. So once you multiply the first guy with the first outside guy, we have to kind of distribute to the next person on the outside. In this case, it's -1. So we're going to go 2x squared times -1, and we're going to put that where it goes under the x squared. So 2 times -1 is -2. X squared times -1 is just x squared. So in step 3, essentially what we did was this times this, and this times that. And we put our answer into the matching spot that lines up with our proper exponents. So that is step 3. So step 3 is done. We are now going to move on to step 4. And step 4 says subtract. More specifically, think about it as we need to change signs. Okay? So whatever answer you put at the bottom, we're going to flip-flop their signs for step 4. Since he's positive 4x third, we're going to make him negative 4x third. And since he's negative 2, we're going to make him positive 2. So essentially, we're flip-flopping signs. What should happen when you do step 4 is these first terms should eliminate. We want these to cancel each other out. If they do not cancel each other out, you did something wrong. Okay? So let's do and finish step 4. We're going to do the math here. Put a line underneath. This cancels out with this, and we're left with 0 plus 2x squared is 2x squared. And we're done with step 4. Step 5 says, just like we did in the previous elementary school example, we are going to bring down the next term. So this guy is coming down with his sign. He's positive 5x. And step 5 is done. After we do that, we are going to repeat this whole process starting from step 2 on. So we are going to pretend that this guy is my new problem, and we are going to start from step 2 on. So I'm going to do this and kind of explain it as I go along, okay? So step 1, we're going to divide the first term on the inside with the first term on the outside. So 2x squared divided by 2x, and we're going to put our answer here. So 2 divided by 2, that gives me positive 1. X squared divided by x, that means we're left with 1x. Okay. Next thing we want to do, the next step, is we're going to take our answer and multiply it with our outside and put it underneath. So 1x times 2x is 2x squared. 1x times negative 1 is going to give me negative 1x. Now we're going to switch signs. So we're subtract here. So this is now going to turn to negative 2. This will turn into positive 2. So when we switch, it's negative, and this turns into positive. And we do the math, and we end up with this guy canceling out, which it should. 5x plus 1x is 6x. And we bring the next guy down, and we repeat the same process. So the first guy on the inside divided by the first guy on the outside. So 6x divided by 2x, that's going to give me positive 3. Positive 3 times it with both of these, and they go underneath. So 3 times 2x, that gives me 6x. 3 times negative 1, that gives me negative 3. The next step is we're going to switch signs. So it's negative, positive, and then subtract them, or do the math. This cancels. This turns into 0. And since we have a 0 here, we have no remainder. Therefore, 2x squared plus 1x, or x plus 3, is our final answer. Okay, there's 3 more examples I'm going to do. I'm just going to work them out. I'm not going to explain them. Hopefully the first one was good enough explanation. And if you want to try them on yourself, you could pause the video and then try the next couple of examples. Okay guys, so in this particular problem we do have a remainder, so we have to display our answer a different way. We can't just write it like this in IM3. So what we're going to do to display our answer, we're going to take our answer, which is x plus 8, then because we have a remainder, we're going to put a plus sign after x plus 8. So after our whole number answer here, put a plus sign. And then we're going to turn our remainder into a fraction. So the remainder is going to be a fraction here. So it's going to be the remainder on top of the fraction. So the remainder becomes our numerator. And our denominator is the guy we divided by, our divisor, x squared plus 5. He's going to go to the bottom. And this would be the final answer when we have a remainder, this giant ugly looking thing here.